Philosophy is a combination of two Greek words, philein sophia, meaning lover of wisdom. Philosophy, from Greek by way of Latin, philosophia, love of wisdom, is the rational, abstract, and methodical consideration of reality as a whole, or of fundamental dimensions of human existence and experience. Philosophical inquiry is a central element in the intellectual history of many civilizations. But what happens when you love philosophy, but you're also a bit of a nihilist? Not a fanatical nihilist, just a chilled, casual nihilist. The kind that says nothing really matters, so I might as well have fun with it while I'm here.
Life. Don't talk to me about life.
When you wake up in the morning, how often do you think, "I'll be back soon, bed. You were wonderful last night"? Okay, maybe too often. But people in general do actively try to have a positive attitude about life, and even though it's difficult to get up from that warm, familiar, safe womb in the morning, once fully awoken and with a belly full of anti-gentacular coffee, people are ready and eager to tackle the day's adventures. Although one does find him, her, themselves, very often perhaps, especially lately, when snuggling deep under the covers at night, trying to get cozy while stretching like a kitten, exclaiming satisfactorily,
"Welcome to the best part of your day."
I admit it. I love nighty-night time, when I can just relax and let go of everything. When for what seems like just a moment of shut-eye, all my troubles seem so far away. I hope I'm not getting you down at all.
Life should be as satisfying as eating a delectable avocado, aged, grass-fed cheddar on a whatever bun sandwich. When you are starting off hungry, it's new, exciting, so much to experience you want the sandwich to never end. But when you approach the end, and indeed you are done, you can just take a second and lay back, maybe even undo the top button of your pants and proclaim, "That was a good meal." Even if it was difficult communicating my order to the clinically depressed person behind the counter, just kidding, you and I both know that only you can create the ultimate special sandwich that contains twice the daily recommended dose of cheese and more avocado and garlic than a normal person would eat in a day.
I found myself saying, I wish I could fast forward through this day. Have you ever felt like that? I was eager to go and write this in my journal. You see, I've been slacking lately, and I've been feeling all the thoughts bubble up, as they tend to do. But then, when I went to write it down, it sounded pretty stupid, metaphorically speaking. Fast forward? Really? Do I really want to miss the whole experience of this day, all the good along with the bad? The question is, do I want to give up the good in order to avoid the bad parts of my life? For example, I'm writing right now. The purging of thoughts just feels good. In a while, I'm headed to the gym to work out. I'm actually looking forward to that. It'll be a much-needed dose of serotonin and endorphins that might just last me a few hours. Of course, it's all fueled by the vision of recaptured youth and six-pack abs that keep me buying clothes that are 2 sizes too small. Then comes the fast-forward part that I don't want to experience. But I just need to remember that it's just a small portion of the day. I'll bring some music or a good book to listen to. Surely I'm not the only one who uses bribery to get through the day, am I? Then I figured it out. If life ever gets too bad, I can always just take a nap. Taking a nap is like saying to the universe, I'm done for now. I quit. And so what? I deserve a nap. If I need a nap, I probably really need a nap.
Life is about finding some joy in it, and life is really just one day at a time. I guess it's about how you treat yourself between wakefulness and sleep. Putting some good things in each day that you enjoy and look forward to, and making the best of the less desirable stuff. There's something to be said about Stoicism, although we're not getting too deep into that in this video, but it's all about resilience, being strong and okay with pain and hardship, and making the best of our what very often seems like a broken, imperfect existence, and the chipped, flawed person that we may perceive ourselves to be. I guess the lesson is, cracks happen. We aren't perfect, life isn't perfect, and every day comes with its bad parts and its good parts. And that's what Kintsugi is all about.
Kintsugi is the Japanese art of putting broken pottery pieces back together with gold. Built on the idea that in embracing flaws and imperfections, you can create an even stronger, more beautiful piece of art. Every break is unique. And instead of repairing an item like new, the 400-year-old technique actually highlights the scars as part of the design. Using this as a metaphor for healing ourselves teaches us an important lesson. Sometimes in the process of repairing things that have broken, we actually create something more unique, more beautiful, and more resilient.
As a philosophy, Kintsugi is similar to the Japanese philosophy of wabi-sabi. Japanese aesthetics values marks of wear from the use of an object. Wabi-sabi is about celebrating imperfections and living simply. Everyone goes through tough times, and leading a life of perfection isn't necessarily realistic. Embracing that imperfect means that we celebrate our strengths. The shift of mindset from striving for an impossible ideal to embracing our strengths leads to a more positive and strength-oriented mindset. In Japanese, wabi means alone, and sabi is the passage of time. Together, they teach us how to embrace the good and the bad parts of ourselves and the asymmetry of life.
Kintsugi can relate to the Japanese philosophy of Mushin, no mind, which encompasses the concepts of non-attachment, acceptance of change, and fate as aspects of human life. Not only is there no attempt to hide the damage, but the repair is literally illuminated, a kind of physical expression of the spirit of Mushin. Mushin is often literally translated as no mind, but carries connotations of fully existing within the moment, of non-attachment, of equanimity amid changing conditions. The vicissitudes of existence over time, to which all humans are susceptible, could not be clearer than in the breaks, the knocks, and the shattering to which ceramic ware too is subject. This poignancy or aesthetic of existence has been known in Japan as mono no aware. Mono no aware, literally the pathos of things, and also translated as an empathy towards things or a sensitivity to ephemera, is a Japanese term for the awareness of impermanence or transience of things, and both a transient, gentle sadness or wistfulness at their passing, as well as a longer, deeper, gentle sadness about this state being the reality of life.
According to art historians, Kintsugi came about accidentally. When the 15th century shogun Ashikaga Yoshimasa broke his favorite tea bowl, he sent it to China for repairs and was disappointed that it came back stapled together. The metal pins were unsightly, so local craftsmen came with a solution. They filled the crack with a golden lacquer, making the bowl more unique and valuable. This repair elevated the fallen bowl back to its place as Shogun's favorite and prompted a whole new art form. An art form born from montanai, the feeling of regret when something is wasted, and mushin, the need to accept change. The cracks are seamed with lacquer, resin, and powdered gold, silver, or platinum, and often reference natural forms like waterfalls, rivers, and landscapes. This method transforms the artifact into something new, making it more rare, beautiful, and storied than the original.
This art is important for us as humans, as a reminder that imperfections are gifts to be worked with, not shames to be hidden. They are a chance to turn the ordinary into extraordinary. It's absurd to be embarrassed about missteps and failures in our lives because they happen to everyone, and no experience is wasted. Everything we do, good, beautiful, bad, ugly, can serve as a life lesson, even if it's one you would never want to repeat again.
I won't enjoy it.
Yeah, well, that's life.
Life? Don't talk to me about life.
Actually, mistakes can be the most important and effective experiences of all. Things may fall apart, that's life. But if you're wise, you can use every scrap, pat yourself up and keep going. That's the essence of resourcefulness, resilience, persistence. It's motonai, as the Japanese would say, probably better than I can. Some philosophers would argue it actually is the meaning of life. When we expect everything and everyone to be perfect, including ourselves, we not only discount much of what is beautiful, but we create a cruel world where resources are wasted. People's positive qualities are overlooked in favor of their flaws, and our standards become extremely limiting, restrictive, and unhealthy. The Kintsugi approach instead makes the most of what already is, highlights the beauty of what we do have, flaws and all, rather than leaving us eternally grasping for more, different, other, better. In other words, the experiences you have and the person you already are suffice. You may occasionally chip and break and need repairs, and that's fine. But reality is the best and most abundant material on the planet, available to anyone, comes for free. And we can all use what we already have, including our flaws, to be even more beautiful.
Perhaps the most important concept in Kintsugi Wellness is kansha, which is the act of expressing gratitude for the good and the bad. When you realize everything that you have, you're able to heal faster and be more resilient. Practicing gratitude is also about living in the present moment and not wishing for things you don't have. Kansha means letting go of your own ego and reframing experiences so that you rewire your brain to see the positive instead of the negative. Gratitude is about the good and the not so good. Everything happens for a reason, and there is no difficult situation that comes our way without a purpose. That purpose is us becoming better, resilient, and more grateful individuals. After all, our cracks are what give us character and let us shine.